Hello, my name is Harry Tumatko. Welcome to our program. The title, our topic tonight that we're talking about is crime and corruption. Our guest, we have founding member of the VACC, Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption, attorney, former USEC, Joe Calida. Attorney, you were explaining that the drugs situation, the scheme, starts with family. Hindi naalagaan ng mga parents na pabayaan, naging user muna, tapos naging pusher na. Mula pusher, pumunta ngayon, nahuli ngayon, nakuha ng pulis, nadala ngayon, nalagay sa prosecutor. Ang prosecutor, you were explaining, if there is probable cause, matutuloy yung kaso, pupunta na sa judikatura.
Right.
At that point, may kaso na. His day in court, so to
Yes.
speak. Ako, my simple question just goes a little bit further up, but maybe you can explain how it gets there. Paano nangyari yung sa Muntinlupa, yung gumagawa sila ng mga shabu sa loob? Paano po nangyari yun? How is that even possible?
Well, after the judicial system, the judiciary, they got convicted. There was a trial, there was a hearing.
And they went to jail.
Now,
They were convicted.
the last stop will be the correctional.
Yes.
The Bureau
Muntinlupa.
of Corrections.
Bureau of Corrections.
Yes. They are supposed to be reformed, but unfortunately, they carried on their drug dealing activities.
But how come? Whose responsibility is that? If in our Bureau of Corrections in Muntinlupa, which is already the last stage, natuloy nila yung masamang katungkulan, di ba, yung paggagamit at ito, mas malala, paggagawa at ginawang negosyo pa. Paano nangyari yun inside the Bureau of Corrections? So, kailangan damay yung Bucor chief.
Yes.
That's a straight answer. And ideally, kung sinong nag-assign sa Bucor chief, which is the DOJ secretary, damay din.
Command responsibility.
So
Yes.
that's the answer. So, damay siya. Dilima cannot hide from the fact that she has been part and parcel of a crime that has perpetuated itself to the present day. And this was the talk that Dante Jimenez gave, how he abhorred crime and drug use, most especially among all the kinds of types of crime that has ever so increased in our society today.
Yes. You know why criminals get away with murder?
Bakit po?
It starts with letter C,
Corruption.
corruption.
And when you talk of letter C, it's basically graft and corruption.
Yes.
And graft and corruption brings in the politicians or the people or the authorities that stay up there.
Like, for instance, these 12 drug lords were transferred from
Yes, to
Muntinlupa to NBI.
NBI. And NBI somewhere in Nueva Ecija or somewhere, Isabela, something
No,
like
no,
that.
here in Taft
Taft
Avenue.
Avenue. Akala ko inurong uli.
Hindi, but you know what happened there?
Nahuli na naman sa
They
loob
were
eh.
able to get cell phones again.
Yeah,
And
I
the
read
cell
it in
phone
the
is,
newspaper.
if you want to have a cell phone there, according to our sources, they paid 1.5 million each for one cell phone.
Ba, no? Napreso na, maraming pang pera, kaya pag gumastos.
So, corruption.
Again, corruption and corruption.
Corruption.
Is it suffice to say VACC is against Dilima then because she is the acting Department of Justice Secretary? The buck stops with her. Now, unless you want to go a little further, then we can blame the president. Because after all, his cabinet members, I mean, look at Abaya. He continues to fumble in every step. And soon Rojas is following. They all seem to be playing the same game. It's called fumble, fumble. So, does it stop even with the DOJ secretary or does it go up? Can it go up? Or should we go up to what we call command responsibility?
Well, it depends on your perception because during my time, I would like to believe that we were more efficient.
How was it like your time?
Okay. Remember, during our time, we prosecuted a sitting president and convicted him for plunder.
Estrada.
Okay.
Yes. Oh,
And-
tama, no? Kayo yung lead
Yes,
counsel, no?
Right, right.
And you succeeded.
We succeeded. And there were many other big ticket crimes that we filed in court and we won. Now, I wonder what are the big successes of the present DOJ secretary?
They have Vitangkol.
Who see?
I was making a mockery of the system and what's going on. But iba yung patakaran noon.
Yes.
At kung ano nakikita niyo, nababasa niyo po ngayon, ibang-iba na naman.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, na-bastardize ang DOJ.
You know, Harry, if you don't believe me, you ask a prosecutor who is now with the DOJ. Talk to him in private,
Opo.
and he will tell you what's happening in the DOJ right now.
How so sad for our country. And meantime, as Dante has revealed and he's announced Dante Jimenez announced, I remember on stage, he's so disgusted with crime on the upswing and most especially drugs. And is it correct that we are now
Yes.
the transshipment point and the manufacturing site all over Asia?
And
But he blames it on because we don't have the death penalty. You agree with
well,
that as well?
that's one of the deterrents. I believe in that.
Pero katoliko po tayong dalawa. Ayaw naman. Are you GIL? Born again po kayo? Katoliko po?
Well,
Katoliko kayo, sabi mo kanina.
No, before I was a Catholic.
Di-
I'm an evangelical Christian now.
okay. Born again, evangelical.
Yes.
Okay. But you believe in death penalty?
Of course.
Well, we're not going to answer that question. We're not going to go delve in that. But at least we have identified it. You think death to criminals will resolve the issue and stop all the rampant crime that continues to ravage the country?
It may not be the magic pill to stop criminal activities, but it is one of the strong deterrents because death puts an end to everything. Like these drug lords now, they are jailed, they were convicted, but they still continue their drug dealings.
If you were still with the DOJ and this was the situation, how would you react? Ganun nangyari na. Kasi kinunbik nyo na, nanalo na kayo. You put them away. But your chief, the DOJ secretary, is the one who assigns the Bucor chief, di ba? And the Bucor chief is the one directly responsible for the ongoing activities inside there.
The chief of the Bureau of Director is appointed by the president.
Hindi kay Akala ko yung Dilima. Dilima was the one who appointed the last one.
No.
Siya nag-swear in with the last one.
No, swearing in and appointment are two different things.
The appointment is from...
I can take my oath before a notary public.
Okay. I made a mistake. Dilima is clean. It's Noy Noy who's the problem. It's the president who turned it into a crime playground. Bunting lupa. I mean, him appointing the bureau. I mean, we have to blame somebody here. Hindi naman, I mean, nakalusot na yung mga kriminal, na preso na, nanalo na yung hudikatura, kinonvict na mga yan, prineso na, di ba? I mean, controlled environment with police and guns and everything. And nakagawa ng krimen. Ibig sabihin nun, kung sino na-appoint doon, siya yung command responsibility, as you're saying. So it's the president's fault.
Why don't you ask him?
I think I've been doing that in this show ever since we started. But going forward, what would you do? If you were still the USEC today, attorney.
USEC.
Oh, USEC. Kanyari, andun pa rin kayo. Ganito, pumutok nga sa Muntinlupa. Nagkaka-iringan dyan. They're throwing grenades at each other. They're doing crime and they're peddling drugs. Worse, they're manufacturing it. What is there to do?
Actually, under the present setup, the undersecretary is a glorified assistant of the secretary. We do not have any powers except those delegated by him to us.
Again, appointment. Delegation. Kung anong
Yes.
gagawin nyo. Kumbaga,
Yes.
ito ang mission mo.
Correct.
So, yung mga nakikita nyo po ngayon, I'm sure you are somewhat concerned having an alma mater, some experience with the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Anong paningin nyo po sa mga nangyayari ngayon?
Well, let me put it this way. You were mentioning about facts
Yes, sir.
early on. Okay. We want to make investigation, catch up with technology. Just like in the FBI, I once studied there for a few months.
Interesting.
I saw how they investigate crimes. They have a methodical, scientific way of pinpointing who did what to whom. Okay? Unfortunately, we don't have it here with the NBI. So if we want an airtight case, we must rely on facts and not on the witnesses' opinions. Because opinions may vary depending on who's,
So data mining,
Yes.
proper profiling,
Correct.
facts and figures, and then the witness can or need not be asked
Yes.
as necessary.
Yes, because physical evidence does not lie. Human
Ayun.
beings lie.
Very good.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the president, but let's go on. So, human beings lie, and how come it's 2015? I mean, we've got billionaires here, mind you, dollar billionaires, and we're the growth and pride of Asia, supposedly, at least in the ASEAN, with our growth, and yet we cannot seem to follow or duplicate the FBI. I mean, it's not like it's all equipment, and it's not like it's all it's not rocket science. I mean, I'm sure by now, I mean, you understood it, you studied there. Kaya naman, di ba po?
Yes, we can do it.
How come we're not doing it?
First of all, they do not support the budgetary requirements of the NBI.
So ayon ng
Legislature.
Kongreso?
I
So
don't know. I
it's
don't know
Congress'
why.
fault. Congress.
Yes.
We're back to Congress. Well, maybe they also don't want to go to jail, no? All 300 of them. Mahirap nga naman, mangbabatas ka, parang sinabi mo, okay na tayo, dynasty law. Di lahat sila natanggal. Parang ganun po yan.
Yes, we have to increase the sophistication of our surveillance techniques.
Forensics.
Forensics. And add more manpower to the NBI.
Kulang pa ba po?
There are only few NBI agents.
Kulang na kulang pa.
Kulang.
Kulang na kulang. Well,
So
okay.
probably, you know, as you were there in the VACC anniversary, I introduced Mayor Duterte.
Yes, he
Remember?
did. Yes. With pride, actually,
Yes,
if
with
I
pride.
remember right.
Yes, because number one, his main advocacy is against crime and corruption also. It falls within our our advocacy. There is a how do you call this? Jiving together. So if he becomes president, we will ask him to strengthen the investigative capacity and powers of the NBI and the police.
Para wala nang lusot talaga.
Yeah.
So, miski governor ka, congressman ka, or you're even in the judiciary, you commit a crime, you do the time.
Yes.
Attorney, we're going to have to take another break, the last break. Ladies and gentlemen, that's very apt, no? You do the crime, you do the time. Tama po yun. Ang problema dito, you do the crime and have a good time.
Right.
But then again, there's not much we can do, can we?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Stay with us for the concluding episode.